Just to kick things off, for all the people that are being introduced to Rongo the Warrior Keene for the first time, let's start with, what's your origin story in strongman? How did you get into it? What was your first moments in the sport?
Well, I think 2015 was my first competition, and I live in Australia, so I did the Australian scene, and I came up through the ranks as every pro strongman does. So I started from the bottom and made my way up. I won my state's strongman competition, which qualified me to compete for Australia, which then I won Australia's Strongest Man. Not only that, I was invited to a show in the Pacific for Singapore's Strongest Man, which I won. Doing those shows actually qualified me to an Arnold's competition as an amateur, which I then won the Australian Arnold's amateur competition, which qualified me to get my pro card. And then I did my first pro show at the Arnold's Australia, which was, man, a dream come true, because anyone out there who's been following the pro strongman scene, you know that you look these guys up on YouTube, you fangirl, and that's exactly what I've been doing my whole career. And it was a goal and a dream to compete against some of these guys one day. Before I know it, I was getting counted into my first event, going head to head with these guys that I've been watching on YouTube my whole career, you know, dreaming of competing against them, and it was surreal. And that was, man, you know, that was the click in the box to be like, wow, I'm here. The show that I actually did my pro card on, I qualified for World's Strongest Man 2017. And that was my first World's Strongest Man appearance. And wow, what an experience. And again, seeing all these guys at World's Strongest Man the whole time, I was acting cool, but really inside I was...
What was the moment that you found, or not found, but the moment that you were invited to World's Strongest Man Home Edition? What was the process? Was it just an invite?
I couldn't believe I actually got an invite, to tell you the truth, you know, with the amount of amazing athletes around the world, and the fact that they chose 8, and, you know, to go up against the likes of like Eddie Williams, Ivan Singleton, Robert Obrist, Luke Stoltman, Adam Bishop, Nick Bess, Rob Kearney, like these guys are top athletes in the world, you know, and they've won some prestige titles, and like, I'm just, you know, the minor scaffy, you know, the minor bloody strongman. And when I got the invite, I couldn't believe it. I had to ask them, are you sure? Are you sure you reached out to the right person? So, you know, just to rub shoulders and just be a part of this amazing show that they put together, man, was truly a blessing.
Did they say, okay, here's more or less what the events are going to be? Did you know that you were going to be part of the medley and the deadlift?
Yeah, they gave us, you know, everyone sort of found out what was going on. They gave us an outline of what they wanted to create with the show, and what the concept was, and we sort of had to run with that. And they released the events not all at the same time. They gave us an event at a time that we had to work with, and then back in the planning stage. So yeah, we sort of we had an event, and then we did that, and we had the next event to do. So it was sort of stages on how we had to do everything.
Were you thinking, even though you didn't necessarily know up until a week ahead of time what your events were going to be, did you know that you were going to like do the more full theatrical style production lifts that you did?
Well, everyone out there that follows me knows that I'm a character, right? And I do things different. You know, I like to show my character, like, and that's my and that's the warrior, and my character's like, I'm strong. But also too, there's, you know, everyone doesn't see the characters that all these amazing strongmen have. We see it. You know, everyone only sees the serious athlete. But behind closed doors, man, we're all quite funny. And that's what I showcase a lot on my social media pages and just me in general. So when it comes to planning things, you know, you know, especially with World's Strongest Man Home Edition, you know, my family was involved, and my family has been involved with my strongman career since the start. So everything I do, it's a family decision. We come up with ideas together, and then we push forward on that. But it sort of just fell into place, you know, like when we came up with the ideas, it was a family planning, and it was just like, well, let's do this, let's do that. And my kids had big input. So I was like, oh, Dad, can we do that? Dad, can we do that? I'm like, yeah, why not? You know what I mean?
Whose idea was it to do full-on Moana cosplay, including deadlifting a boat?
People out there that don't know, I actually dress up as Moana, and I go around to children's hospitals, and I go around to, you know, give back to the kids there that are sick, and just go and, you know, give some love and give back to the community. So I've always done that, and honestly, everyone always portrays me as Moana, it's Maui from Moana. So when we came up with the idea, it was like, oh, we're going to do a deadlift. And then we were just like, well, what's a theme? Let's do a theme. And then we got the kids together, and then, at one point it was going to be, one point it was going to be Frozen. You know what I mean? So it was a planning together with the kids and family, and then the Maui idea came up, and then it was like, oh, well, what's our event deadlift? Oh, why don't we deadlift a boat to be a part of Moana? You know what I mean? So the idea is just, if anything, the ideas were created through the children, and then we all just put this amazing idea together. And then it was just like, no, come on, kids, let's paint the boat. You know what I mean? Let's make this exciting for all of us. So that's what our whole concept was, and that's what they wanted. World's Strongest Man wanted something fun, exciting, family-friendly, but also showcasing strength. And that's exactly what I feel we did, you know what I mean? And that's what they want to see. A lot of time people just see a big strong man lifting heavy weights, making a lot of noise, and that's fine, but it was like, man, this is an opportunity to show a different side. Yeah, it was really awesome, and it was a really good thing to do as a family, especially during the COVID, because everyone we were at home all the time and there wasn't much to do. So this actually, was exciting for us as a family.
Speaking of all the quarantining due to COVID, has that changed or interrupted your training in any way?
I'm very lucky that I have my own shed gym, so I'm very lucky that it hasn't too much. Just with everyday life, things have been restricted as it's affecting everyone around the world. So we've just had to slowly adjust a few things and just work with what we have. But training side, it's actually given me more time to focus in and just tune in things that I need to tune in, preparing myself moving forward. As with every athlete, you have weaknesses. So I've just been going over my body and just finding out, balancing things out. I need to work on this. And during the COVID-19, it's been perfect because we're not competing so much. So I'm pretty sure every athlete out there has taken a step back, had a look at themselves and say, well, nothing's going to happen anytime soon. So let's work on some of these weaknesses and stuff we need to work on. So I've just been, I've lost a bit of weight lately, just to drop a bit of weight because I don't need to be this heavy because I'm not competing. Not only that, I've fixed a few little injuries that I had that just needed a bit of love and attention. So it's been a real blessing just having this time just to sort everything out, fix all the injuries, man. It's been awesome.
Were you in communication at all with who you were competing against or any of the other strongmen?
No. So I think that's across the board, because once all the videos were done, we didn't know who we were going up against. Oh. You know what I mean? We knew who were the other athletes, but we didn't know who we were going up against until they aired the show. So we found out just like everyone else, oh, wow, okay, we're going up against that. So I think that was exciting for all of us too, because you see the names and you're like looking, going, oh, gee, who am I up against? Oh man, they're real creative. And like, I was really nervous. Like I was like, oh, well, all these athletes are great athletes and they're all going to bring something amazing to the show. So, we just, do our best and then see what happens.
Was there any event that you didn't get to do in home edition that you would have liked to?
Maybe the overhead press. I'm pretty sure I would have come up with something fantastic. Yeah. The overhead press, only because it's my favorite event. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would have come up with something outrageous. But yeah, I think that one would have been pretty cool. But the events we really enjoyed and it was fun.
Looking forward, hopefully we can get back into competition soon. This all clears up and we can all travel again.
They have the World's Strongest Man is still booked in for the 14th and the 15th of November at the Anna Marie Island, Bradenton, Florida, if I'm correct. So that date's still set. Whether it happens or not with the COVID, we're not too sure. But I'm pretty sure every pro strongman out there is preparing themselves for that competition. And so I think that's the next best thing that's coming up right now.
And is your focus going forward entirely on that event, or do you have other things that you're working on?
I'm very lucky actually. I've only just recently locked in my next competition, which is in December, and they're holding an Australian record breakers here in Australia in Perth, Western Australia, and very lucky that I live in Western Australia, so the borders aren't closed that I can get to that. So they've given me an opportunity to go down there and break the current Australian log record and maybe set a new Atlas Stone record. So I've just penciled that in onto my goals board, and I'd say I'll start preparing for that in the coming months. So pretty exciting, only because no one's competed for a while, and it's really exciting to put something up on the board and something to work towards. You know, it actually gives you a bit more drive in training, a bit more focus during nutrition and stuff like that. So I'm just in that moment now, just finally like, all right, start to get the gears moving again. We've got something coming up, just push forward.
Is your nutrition, has that been affected at all by, I know you said that you were dropping a little bit of weight because you haven't.
Oh, no. I work with Nathan Payton, pro body coach, and he just changes things, you know what I mean? We just change a few of the plans, just, you know, to drop the weight, also just lean me out a bit, get rid of the body fat, but also now that we're going to prep, I'd say he'll be changing my program now to start, you know, bulking me back up, putting some good muscle size on, some good muscle. Not the bad muscle, the good one. But also eating the right food, brother, you know what I mean? My whole career, I've sort of just eaten what I've wanted. And it's only just recently that I reached out to Nathan and said, you know, I'm ready to take this to the next level. Can we work together? And I'm so thankful and blessed that he said, sure, of course we can.
Are there any foods that you have found that you avoid?
Well, at the moment with the plan I'm on, I've taken a big turn in all the foods I used to have. You know, I used to have a lot of takeouts in my day, you know, takeaways, and I didn't really have a meal plan. I had a structure, but nothing that sort of, you know, fuels the engine right. So now I've sort of stepped away from dairy, all the fast foods, and I'm just on good lean meat, you know, good veggies, and I'm eating food that's going to fuel me right. You know what I mean? And so far, man, it's been amazing. And I just see my body transformation, not only that, my energy levels, and I can feel that moving forward in the future, you know, it's definitely going to push me to be a stronger and better athlete.
For anybody who is watching this and hasn't gotten a chance to watch World's Strongest Man Home Edition yet, you won from an audience vote. So the audience watched your events and then voted for you as the winner. Is there anything that you want to say to the people who have seen it, who haven't seen it yet, to all the fans that voted for you? What is the word?
First of all, guys, everyone out there who voted not only for me, but for all the athletes, thank you so much. Also, much respect to you guys for pushing me through to the finals, and also for voting for me to win the World's Strongest Man Home Edition. Much love and respect from my family. Also, guys, if you haven't seen it, head over to Snapchat, search World's Strongest Man Home Edition. It'll pop up. It has all the episodes from 1 right through to the finals. Go and check it out. It's awesome. You'll see all the best strong pro men in the world going head to head in these home feats of strength. And we have some crazy events. We have couch lifting. We have guys running around doing the washing. You have to go and check it out because it's awesome. It's entertaining. And it's a side of us you guys don't get to see.
Rongo the Warrior Keene, thank you so much for doing this interview. It was a pleasure talking about your origin story, your time in Home Edition, your future in the sport. And I'm really excited to watch it, and I hope everybody else is too.
Thank you so much, man.